Hello everyone, good morning. Can you confirm audible or not? Can you hear me? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so today's workshop is like I want to build. Okay, so far we built like REST endpoints, right? So I want to build a GraphQL endpoint in our FastAPI application. I want to build the GraphQL endpoint. GraphQL endpoint I want to build in our FastAPI application. So GraphQL endpoint I want to build in our FastAPI application. So first of all, before start with the GraphQL, okay, just I want to focus on some of the terminologies. Okay, let's go with the terminologies first, and then we can come back to the GraphQL. At the same time, I want to tell some difference between REST and GraphQL. Okay, over REST, when you can go with the GraphQL, that one also we can discuss, and then we can go with the implementation. Okay, terminology wise first, I can say first thing is like query, the next one is like mutation. Okay, query and mutation. Terminology wise, what is query and what is mutation means very simple. If you want to write one GraphQL endpoint to perform some operations like retrieving operations only, if you want to perform some operations like retrieving the data from the database. For that, if you want to write one GraphQL endpoint, that GraphQL endpoint come under query section. Understood? That means somebody given the requirement is like in the MongoDB database, there has some users are there. Can we get that users? Can you write one endpoint, one GraphQL endpoint to get the users? Somebody, if they given the requirement like this, your endpoint should come under query mutation, retrieve the data from the database. So your GraphQL endpoint come under query mutation, come under query. Okay, so perform retrieving operations on the database. For that, if you want to write one GraphQL endpoint, that GraphQL endpoint come under query section. That GraphQL endpoint come under query section. Except retrieving, remaining operations are what? Except this remaining operations are what? Insert, update, delete, something like this, right? So those are like data manipulations, right? Data manipulations, if you want to do, okay, that particular GraphQL endpoint come under mutation section. Data manipulations, your GraphQL endpoint, if you want to write, that GraphQL endpoint come under mutation. Data retrieving purpose, if you want to write one GraphQL endpoint, that GraphQL endpoint come under query section. That GraphQL endpoint come under query section. So this is like a mutation and this is like a query. It is a get the data here. Okay, here. Okay, retrieve query. Remaining all are okay. Insert, update, and delete. These operations come under. These operations are come under which section? These operations are come under which section? Mutation section or not? These operations are come under mutation section. After okay, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So terminology wise is okay, right? Okay, then query and mutation. The next thing, by default for the variables, do we have any type in Python? Do we have any type in Python?
No.
By default we don't have, right? But while sending the request to the server, sending request to the server, we are going to pass some input values also or not? Yes or no? They are going to give some response, right? Okay, that response here, you pass some input data to the endpoint, and that endpoint is going to give some response also or not. Yes or no? So if it is like a REST endpoint, the input, the data is like which type, we not mentioned anywhere. Yes or no? At the time of REST endpoints you created, right? Did you mention anywhere the type of your input? Did you mention anywhere the type of the input?
No.
Okay, we not mentioned, right? Most of the times we not mentioned, but in the GraphQL, strictly we can mention the type for the input. Okay, at the same time, we can mention the type for the output also. We can mention the type for the output also. Okay, that means the schema we can say input. Okay, the input schema, that means the input data is expecting like which kind of exactly this name string, the next one roll number. Okay, it's a integer only. If you want to if you want to make it like strictly type for the input or expected output response also, yes, we can configure the schemas for input type as well as output type also by using GraphQL endpoints. Understood? So while sending the request to the REST endpoint, we not check anywhere the type, but in the GraphQL, we are going to check the type of the input as well as while sending the response also, which kind of response you configured, the same kind of response, the same type of the response only, we are going to send it to the client. That means the request, that means input and output both are like strictly we are going to mention the types or not. For both, we can mention the type strictly or not. Agreed?
So, but in FastAPI, we were using some schema and we were checking the data type,
Okay, that
right?
is optional one, but here strictly we are going to mention.
Oh,
Got my point? Schema and model. Schema for what purpose? To check the input data, right? Okay, models.
yes, sir.
Models for what
And
purpose?
database.
Database inputs, right? Database inputs. Okay. The next one. For example, I have one table is there, users table. Users table. In the users table, there has 100 columns are there. 100 columns are there and 100 rows are there. Rows are there. If you want to get this users data, if you want to get this users data, how we can get the users data? Usually, how we can get the users data based on your database. Okay, if it is like SQL, you can write some queries. If it is like Mongo, by using some functions you can get the data or not. If you get all the data total, how many rows are there? 100. How many columns are there? 100.
Mhm.
Total the data fields, how many? There has 10,000 fields or not? Yes or no? There has 10,000 fields or not? Okay, now these 10,000 fields I want to display in the big screen. For example, okay, I have more spaces there to display all the data. More space is there to display all the data. So in my desktop, I have enough space to display these 10,000 fields. But come to the mobile, I don't have that much enough space to display. I want all the users, not like 100 columns. So just I want like 5 columns only. That means how many fields required? 5,000 only or not? Okay, how many are required? 500, right? 500 fields only or not? So you write one endpoint to get the complete data. But now, if I use the same endpoint here, you can get 500 fields or 10K fields. The same endpoint, if I use to the mobile, I can get 10K na 500 fields. Come on.
5K.
No, if you created an endpoint to get the 10K fields, that works for desktop. This works for desktop. Okay, this is the endpoint. The same endpoint, if I use here for mobile, how many fields you can get it? Total 10K only. But how many you required in the mobile? 500. So 900, okay, 9,500 fields not required, but still I am getting or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
Still I am getting or not? Okay, now you not used, but still you are maintaining or not? That means you are not using, but still you are like store somewhere in your application in one variable or not? Yes or no? 9,500 fields I'm not using, still I'm storing means, okay, it is like why I need simply. I'm not using, still maintaining. Yes or no? Is it recommended one? For that, what you have to do? You have to create, come on, one more endpoint. Okay, this time I want 100 users, 5 fields only, 5,000 I can get it. Now, the mobile application I want to use, which endpoint? First one or second one? For my mobile application,
Okay.
endpoint, I want to use it. Okay, now my question is there any, okay, tablet is there. They want 10 fields. One more guy is there. He want 20 fields. Like that, each and every person has their own requirement. You want me to create multiple endpoints for the same requirement? Is it recommended one? Is it recommended one?
No.
Is there another chance? Other way is there? Okay, customize my input. Customize my input means I want 10 fields only. Okay, get 10 fields only. I passed like these 5 fields all I want. Get 5 fields. By using a GraphQL, yes, possible. By creating one GraphQL endpoint, we can customize the input based on your customization. They are going to give the response to you. Understood? Everyone? In the GraphQL, 2 benefits you can. One is like you can mention the type for the inputs as well as output, response and request. Another important thing is like we can customize the input. Okay, if you want everything they are going to give. If you want only 2, okay, 2 only they are going to give. If you want to 10 only they are going to give. Understood? We can customize the data or not. That means customize the input or not by using what? By using GraphQL. Understood? Terminologies tell me. Query. Come on. Terminology tell me. Query. Next.
Mutation.
Query for
The data.
query for
Query,
retrieving the data. Retrieve. If you write one endpoint, GraphQL endpoint to retrieve the data, that is come under query section. If you write one endpoint to perform the data manipulations, those are come under data manipulations. Those are come under mutation section or not. In GraphQL, we can mention the type for the input as well as type for the output also. In GraphQL, we can customize the input or not. We can customize the input or not. Okay, na? So I want to implement a GraphQL endpoint using FastAPI. So what mandatory? Okay, that means what libraries are required usually for FastAPI? One is like FastAPI library to create the FastAPI application. To run it, UV the next one, you can connect with the Mongo, so PyMongo. The next one, GraphQL if you want, then you can go with the Strawberry GraphQL. Strawberry GraphQL. Okay. So this is the external module to write our GraphQL endpoints in our Fast API. What is the module name? Strawberry GraphQL. If anybody asks, hey, did you ever get chance to work on GraphQL? Yes. Okay, which library, which module you use? You can say like a Strawberry GraphQL is the one. So implementation wise, shall we go with the first one, virtual environment? Can we create one virtual environment? Okay, how we can create the virtual environment? Tell me how we can create the virtual environment. Come on. How we can create virtual environment? Can we do it? Create it. py-m py-m vnv. Next, our virtual environment folder. My GQ workshop. So you are creating what? One virtual environment. You are creating one virtual environment. Once that virtual environment created, what is the next step? You have to activate that one or not. You have to activate it. You have to activate it. You have to activate it. Okay. What next? Tell me what next? Can I make it like activate? So we can make it like activate. Go to scripts and then activate.bat. Activate.bat. After that, can I install our libraries or modules? Pip install. What's that? FastAPI, UV PyMongo, Strawberry, GraphQL, Strawberry GraphQL. Strawberry GraphQL. Okay. So the next one is like what you need to create as part of our requirement. What we need to create? We have to create queries and we have to create as per your requirement mutation, something like this, or you have to create the query and you have to create like a mutation, something like this. First, I want to create one application first. So can I create app.py? App.py. Okay. The next one is like, can I create query? Can I create mutation? Queries or mutations, something like this, you can create it or not. The next one is like, can I create database related stuff? Can I create like a database related stuff? Yes or no? Now the next thing is like, I want to run this application. I run in the main.py. The main.py. Okay, now up to okay. In the DB, what you needed in the database, I want to connect with which DB, that DB URL and all, you have to find it, right? Where you can find in the VTS step up. Let's connect with this. Let's go to SMS. Inside the SMS, students are there. Okay, these many students are there. That's okay. Now, can I get the, what do you want me to get it? Can I get the connection string? Can I get the connection string? So, from PyMongo, PyMongo is like installed or not installed? CD scripts, activate.bat. CD, we can go back. From PyMongo, it's not activated. Install it. Pick to install PyMongo. The next one, PyMongo first install it. Okay. Can I get it? PyMongo import. But Mongo server, I want to connect. I want to connect with the Mongo server. What you needed? You needed like client, right? Client. So can I write Mongo client? What is the URL? Connect with this URL or not? While connecting with this, I can say if it is successfully connected in my hand, server connection is like there. Okay, that means my connection is established with the Mongo server. My server contains how many databases? My server contains how many databases? Multiple databases are there. So my server of which database you want? SMS is the database. So this is my DB. Once you have the DB, there is multiple collections are there. One of the collection called as a students is my collection. Okay, otherwise, one of the collection called as a players is my collection. So you can get like a collection or you can get like a collection. Okay, you can get like a collection. On the collection, you want to perform some operation that is next level. Okay, in another file, we can write it. Up to here, only one collection. That's the reason we used it here itself. So the next one is I want to install FastAPI and UV core and what is that? Strawberry GraphQL. Strawberry GraphQL. Or there is a version mismatch is there, that's okay. npm sorry pip install FastAPI. First install the FastAPI. The next one is pip install uv core to run your application. The next one is pip install is that strawberry. What is spelling? Okay. Okay. Next, let's go to the queries section. Can we create the query? When you can go with the query, usually when you can go with the query. Come on, when you can go with the query to perform retrieving operations or not. Only one operation you are going to perform, multiple retrieving operations also you can perform. Possibility, normal way. Multiple retrieving operations also we can perform or not. So I want to retrieve the data from the students. I want to retrieve the data from the players like that. So multiple functionalities I want to handle. Each and every functionality I want to write one function. Multiple functions work for the same cause. Can I keep every function, all these functions in a single entity that is nothing but a class? So let's create one class to handle all the queries. Here you can mention one decorator called as strawberry type. Okay, this is not like a normal class which is going to handle like GraphQL endpoints like this you have to tell. So you can import from just you can go with the total import strawberry. So here decorator is like strawberry type. I can mention the strawberry type. Strawberry. So whenever you mentioned as like a strawberry type, you can understand like what. Okay, this is like not a normal class which is handled like GraphQL endpoint, something like this. You can understand. Understood? Huh? Now here, what do you want me to write? I want to get the players, right? So you can write one function get players. Get players is like manipulating the data, na retrieving the data, na. Get players is like manipulating the data, na retrieving the data, na. Retrieving. So that is come under which section? Query na mutation na?
Query.
Query. So that we placed inside the query section. At the same time, okay, here you can write any method, but this particular one should represent like a query or not. How it is going to represent like a query? We have one more decorator is there to tell this is like a query. The decorator is what strawberry field. Whenever one function decorated with the strawberry field means, you can understand that is like performing query operation. Query operation is nothing but retrieving operation. Whenever the strawberry dot mutation is there, mutation is like strawberry dot mutation decorator bind with the function. you can say that particular function is like what? You can say that particular function is like what? Performing some data manipulation operations or not? Performing some data manipulation operations or not? Agreed, everyone? Got my point? This type you can mention for what purpose. This is the one. It is like a GraphQL related endpoints handled. Something like this. It's going to represent. Total how many decorators you can see in the strawberry GraphQL? 3 decorators. One is like strawberry type. Another one is like strawberry field. Another one is like strawberry mutation or not. Understood? Got my point? Okay, in this particular one, what operation you want me to perform? So this is like instance method. Instance method is called by using self. That is okay. Now tell me, here input is not there. Output, what you're expecting? What is the output you're expecting? What is the output you're expecting? Tell me. The output type and input both you have to mention or not? What is the output? Okay, users, huh? That's okay. What is the output you're expecting? Come on. What is the output you're expecting? Name, phone number, something like this. You can mention the type. Okay, name, phone number, I want. Name, phone number, I want. So here I want to mention the output of this particular. I want to mention the output of this particular query. Okay, I want to get all the players. Okay, first of all, can you write the endpoint, write the code to get all the users? So let's go to db.py. Here, the users is the one. Can you get the collection here? How we can get the collection? From db, I want to import what? Collection. Now I have the collection or not. In the collection, if you want to retrieve all the data, which method is there? Find is the method or not. Now you can get like what? All the users. You can get like all the users. Understood everyone? I can get like all the users. Agreed? Yes or no? Now here the users contains how many fields? 1, no, 2, 3 fields. The user contains how many fields? The user contains how many fields? 3 fields. 3 fields. Okay, 3 fields type you can mention. Okay, how we can mention the type of your output? Can anyone tell me the users contains what? Users contains what? How many users are there? Come on. How many users? Tell me how many users? Total how many users are there? 3 users, right? The rest 3 users are there or not? 3 users are there. So those 3 users type you have to mention. Okay, the input to output type both you have to mention or not. The input type you have to mention as well as the output type also you have to mention. So how we can mention input is not there. How we can mention the output type here? To this particular function, I want to mention the output type. So how we can mention? Here you can mention. Here you can mention. whenever this function you used, it gives me the output type is like a list of what users are not. So that users type you can mention here. So my type user, one user type is what, which contains what, id whose type is like str. The next one is what, name whose type is what, str. The next one is like what, one I want to mention the type for all, id name. The next one is what, phone number also, my phone number whose type is like str, something like this. Yes sir. This is like Python type. I want to convert this Python type into GraphQL type. For that, we need to use one of the decorator called as strawberry. Strawberry, same decorator. Type you can use it. Type you can use it. Now, what I'm trying to say is, whenever you call the get player, you not pass any input, but the output type is what? A list of users. Each and every user should contains what? ID, name, phone number or not. Understood? List of user. Each and every user should contains what? Every user should contains what? ID, name, phone number. You mention the type for what? You mention type for the response or not? Yes or no? Agreed everyone? Come on. All are okay? So here, how many users you can get it? There is multiple. It's like a Mongo object. So you can we iterate this one. So how we can iterate? Okay, my response is a list of users. User should contain how many fields? ID, name, okay, ID, name, phone number. All are like string types only or not? Yes or no? So here for user, every time you can get the users in users. By default, my ID is like which type? By default, my ID is like which type? Tell me. By default, my ID is like which type? It's like a object type or not? You have to convert into. Tell me. You have to convert into which type? String type, right? So here you have to do that conversion. Once you get the user object which matches with this, then that time you can add that user object to the response. How we can add the user object to the response? Response dot append, okay, that user object or not. You can create the user object. That user object you can assign here, user object. And finally, what you have to return? You have to return your response or not. Yes or no? So this is the user. Okay, how many users you can get it from the Mongo? 3 users. Every user contains ID, name, phone number. ID is like something different, so that you have to convert that ID or not. So how we can convert, Now you can go to, okay, user class, just you can pass your ID as like a string, name as a string, phone number as like a string. So here the conversion is required. I want to pass the ID, okay, I want to convert into a string. So how we can? User of underscore ID or not. This is one. The next one is like what? They're expecting name. No need to convert. Why? Because name itself string only. So that user of name. Any data manipulations, if you want to do it, here you can do it. The next one is like what? Phone number. Phone number. See the helper. Phone number. What is expecting? User of phone number or not? What you did the change here means by default my ID is like object ID here. Object ID, I converted into a string like this. Why I convert into a string means that guy is expecting list of users Each user has ID with string data type, something like this they mentioned. So you convert it into user object. That user object you can append to the response and you can give the response back. You can give the response back. Understood? Agreed? So it's like same like FastAPI only. Okay, not yet done the configuration one. We can do it. Up to here, okay, everyone. Any questions? Anyone have any questions? A simple query you created, that's it, with the type. So whenever you call the get player, okay, it's supposed to give like what, a list of users or not. How to customize, I will tell that. Now let's go to app.py. Can we create our application? How we can create the application? From FastAPI, I want to import FastAPI. Can we create an application? FastAPI, something like this you can create. Understood? So here, your GraphQL you have to mention somewhere or not? Your GraphQL you have to mention somewhere or not? So my GraphQL contains queries are there, mutations are there. So in the, you can import strawberry. In the strawberry, okay, you can mention these all queries and mutations in one place. Okay, so how we can, my strawberry dot, one of the method called as a schema. Here my queries I want to mention, my query is equals to, where is my query? Just import from query, import which class? Query class. Import query. In future, okay, there has one more, you can add it in the schema section, mutation. Strawberry.schema, so you can get like a schema. Okay, na? Now in this one, okay, you have the queries and mutations. Now you have to create your GraphQL router, GraphQL application bind with your FastAPI. For that, there has a link between strawberry and FastAPI. So strawberry dot FastAPI, I want to import, okay, my GraphQL router. Okay, this is like an interlink between your FastAPI and your GraphQL. Okay, strawberry GraphQL. Okay, up till okay. Now here you have the schemas, right? You can create like a GraphQL app. GraphQL names can be anything. My schema you have to pass to my GraphQL router. So my GraphQL router is which type, class type? You have to mention the schema. You have to mention the schema. Still, you have the GraphQL app and the app is there, but there is no interlink. While you have to include this GraphQL as well in the FastAPI app or not. So here app dot include router. Which one you have to include? Your GraphQL app. Okay, just you can mention, okay, that path. Okay, for GraphQL, just I want to give the path is like to differentiate GraphQL, something like this. Something like this you can give it. Say, this is your application. Which application? FastAPI application. Now you're not creating the endpoints using FastAPI. Okay, what you're doing, you are creating the endpoints by using GraphQL. So that, okay, you already created one query, contains multiple queries, you can write it. Okay, this is one and one kind of query endpoint or not, mutation endpoint, query endpoint. So this is my query. This is my query. Same like this, here you can mention the mutations. So bind the queries and mutations. You can call like a schema way because there you are going to mention the input type as well as output type also, that is like your schema structure. So that schema you can give to the GraphQL router. Okay, this is your actual GraphQL application which contains queries mutations. That GraphQL application you have to include where in your FastAPI application, with which route GraphQL is the route. Like this you have to match. Agreed. Now in the main.py, okay, just you have to write uvcorn. Now here uvcorn dot run. Which application you want me to run? My app. Which application you want me to run? App.app, right? Okay. The next one is like reload. Okay. Reload is like true. Okay. Reload is like true. When you want me to execute this one, if you use this particular one as like a normal program, okay, as like a main. Then, so can we run the main.py? Just run the main.py. This is the one, right? Running, okay, we'll see. It is running in this port number. Here, GraphQL is the endpoint, but not running. Just you can run again. It gives an error, right? Main.py changes in the main.py app must be a format of module. We already changed this one, still it's not recognized. Okay, no problem. Just you can delete this and you can run again. Oops. Activate.bat, go back, py, main.py. Okay, it gives an error. Module object is not callable. Just you can check the errors now. This is the one, self.run. Strawberry.schema. Okay, query.query. Okay, module object is not callable. Module object is not callable means, okay, it is not a function. It is not a function. Still you are trying, you are calling or not. That is only the right meaning. That's all. Okay, you check. Where is that? In the app.py, right? Schema. It's a class, you are creating an object. Application startup complete. Now can we run? Now my strawberry GraphQL. One endpoint is visible, right? GraphQL only endpoint you created or not. So here you can mention only queries are there. Okay, you can write like queries as well as mutations also or not. Which query you have? See, this is like a postman for your GraphQL endpoints. It's a playground to test your GraphQL endpoints. Now, in the root type only you have the queries. Just go to the query. How many queries are there? One query get player, and whose type is like list of users or not? Yes or no? Your type is like list of users. So that one I want to add it. Okay, I want to execute that one. So this is the one. Go back. Root is the one. Get players I added. I want ID, name, and phone number. If you run this, cannot return null on nullable field user phone number. That is correct only. I'm expecting exact type is like what? String, but it is like having a null. That the reason it is gives an error. So can I change this one? Just do edit. Instead of null. Okay, here the type you can change it to string. So here you can mention some name. Okay, update it. Now can you go and run this? Now your answer is, say, you are getting or not. Desktop 3 fields required, so you can get 3, but my mobile only 1 field is required, that is only name. Now see, you can get only name or not. For my tablet, name, phone number is required. Now see, you can get the name and phone number or not. Now my question is, how many endpoints you written? Tell me, how many endpoints you written? Come on, how many endpoints you written? Only one endpoint. Based on your say inputs, you can get the output or not. Means you are able to customize the output, customize the input or not. Yes or no? Agree with me? All are okay? Simple one. Query GraphQL endpoint is done or not? All are okay up to here? So everything is like at this moment, okay, this is like new for you. But if you have an idea on the FastAPI, 70% FastAPI code only we are using. Just we are adding, okay, that endpoints and all. Okay, let me recap all the things again. First thing, how many libraries are required? Just speak out. How many libraries are required to work with the Strawberry GraphQL? How many minimum libraries are required? UV FastAPI, Strawberry GraphQL, and PyMongo is required. Based on the requirement, you have to create the query or mutation. Query or mutation. Query for what purpose? Retrieving the data. So let's go to the query. I created like one class, multiple queries you can write it. This class is like which type? Okay, it is like GraphQL related Strawberry type. You can add the decorator. This is the function. This is the function I want to use for only what purpose? This is the function I want to use only for what purpose? Retrieving purpose. So that Strawberry field, if you mention, that is like a retrieving operation you are performing. So I created a function whose returns a list of users or not. Who is going to return a list of users. Understood? Who is going to return a list of users. Now, from the Mongo, I have a collection. I get the all the documents. So these are the users. But the users contains ID. That ID is something different type. That there is an ID I'm expecting like a string. So I have created that ID as like a string. I have created that ID as like a string. I have created that ID as like a string. So one, once the ID as like a string, okay, you pass like a name, phone number to this particular class, you can get like a class object, okay, based on this type or not. Once you have the class object is nothing but user object, you can keep that user object inside the, inside what? Inside the list by using append. So you can return that response. That's it. Agreed, everyone? So your query is ready. So once your query is ready, the next one is what you have to configure, right? So you can go to the app. Okay, here how you can bind the query schemas and you can create an application. Okay, that application you can include in your FastAPI. That's it. You can include in the FastAPI or not. Agreed? Got my point? Come on. Okay, so now I want to go with the mutation now. Tell me what you have to do. I want to create a class mutation. Done. This is related to GraphQL, so that, okay, import strawberry. What is the type? Strawberry dot type. You can mention the strawberry dot type. Done. Here, can I create one function? Okay, df save user is the function. Save user is the function. First parameter is what? Self. The next name, I want phone number, I want to pass to this guy. Yes, sir. Pass to this guy. And returns me what? Returns me what? Returns me what? Returns me, okay, one user which you created or not. Returns me one user, okay, which you created. Otherwise returns me a string. For example, you can mention something like this also. The next one is what? I need a collection. So where is my collection? Import db, from db, right? From db import collection. In the collection, I want to insert the document or not. So can I create the document is equals to my name, they are sending name, my phone number, they are sending like a phone number or not. How we can insert my collection dot insert one document. Okay, insert one document, and it returns me what? Some result or not. That result you can return the result, but the result how it is looks like, acknowledge is like true, inserted id something like this, you can get it or not. So the type is like okay, my response type should be what? My response type should be what? Come on, my response type should be what? Inserted id is like, inserted id should be there. Acknowledge is like true or not? Acknowledge is like true. So here you can mention response type. My class equals to response type. Here inserted id, whose type is like str, string. Okay, this type how we can mention? Okay, strawberry dot type. So I'm expecting this type. I'm expecting this type. So if you are expecting this type, which contains what? Inserted id string or not? Which contains inserted id string. So how we can? Okay, my response type. Okay, here my inserted id is equals to str. Okay, you can convert into string. my result dot inserted ID or not. My result dot inserted ID. Okay, now you can get like response type is like inserted ID, one inserted ID you can get it. And now this is a mutation, right? So how we can tell this is like a mutation? My strawberry dot mutation. My strawberry dot mutation. There strawberry dot what? Field. Here strawberry dot what? Mutation or not? Strawberry dot mutation. Understood? Come on. Now this one you have to register in the app. Query you registered. Mutation you have to register. Mutation equals to, how we can get the mutation? From mutation import mutation. So here is my mutation. Done, huh? Done. Now can you check it? Okay, can you go to our browser again? Now this time if I go to the root, where I go back, if I go to the root, okay, there has queries as well as mutations I have to see now. There has queries as well as mutations I have to see now. Why? Because, okay, query docs, where is my mutation? Can I run again? CLS main.py. What is the endpoint? GraphQL is the one. GraphQL is the endpoint. Now, if you come here, see the queries, mutations, both you can see or not. Now, let's go with the add mutation. Add the mutation. Save user, just you can add it. Okay, sorry, mutation, right? Save user is the mutation. Get player. Save user is there. Save user. Host type is this one. Mutation type, response type, inserted ID. These are okay. Now just I want to mutation, save user. Go back. Save user. Just I want to add. Mutation. Add it. The symbol is there, right? Mutation. Save user. Okay, you have to pass name and this one. What name you want me to pass? Okay, yeah. Phone number, what you want me to pass? 333, something like this, you can pass it. Okay, now name, phone number, only the mandatory ones. Now, if you click on this one, save user of the type response type must have the selection of the subfield. We mean save user. Location. This is a field. Save user of the type response type must have the selection subfields. Okay. Now see, the inserted ID is this one or not. You can get the result is this one. Now if you go here, now 3 documents are there. Can you refresh? Now there has one more document added or not? See. Okay, these are the inputs and this is my output. Inserted ID is like output. So you can get the output is like what? Which document is inserted? The document has like an output or not. This is the way we can retrieve the data by using query, and we can update the data or delete the data or save the data using mutation or not. Simple, easy. Are you able to understand? Very simple. Okay, no Okay, no confusion, nothing. This logic and everything, you know, this is like normal Python only. What things are new for us is like type you can mention by using this decorator. Type you can mention, okay, for this mutation. Okay, if you want to tell this is like a mutation function at the red strawberry mutation. If you want to tell it is like a query function at the red strawberry field, remaining all of types. 3 decorators only we are going to use. And one more configuration is like you have to bind the query and mutations like a schema. Okay, and then you have to create your router application, GraphQL application. In the that GraphQL application, you have to include in your FastAPI application with some route. That's it. Remaining all same. Okay, now everyone. Yes, Smita, Gayatri, Mayuri.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to give you the video. I'm going to share that video today itself. You can practice. Okay, you can easily get the thing. No issues.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay then. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining. We'll continue on things in the next
Thank
session.
you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.